Don't you dare dismiss this preseason. Don't you ever come at me and tell me there's no value and only losers, degenerates, or anything else that you can muster up as an ad hominem attack as far as people who dive in and make money in the preseason. You and me, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. I need you to do a couple of things real quick. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. That's it. That's it. I'll take care of the rest. I'm going to get you in on Caesars. We're going to nail two separate parlays here into one gigantic one. This is going to be fantastic. Now, normally you get Lofty. He's off. You got me this week. And I figured I would sprinkle a little shander as only I can on what we're about to do. So let's dive into it, see what we can find here across the board. And let me remind you, right away, 21 or older, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. You sign up below on Caesars, bet $50 on anything, which I'm going to give you something to bet. You're going to get $250 right back. I'll tell you more about that, I promise. First up, as you see, the Pittsburgh Steelers, we're laying the 4.5. Numbers here just dictate. First off, the Pittsburgh Steelers are trying. And there's nothing wrong with that. They need guys that are impact players on their team. Younger guys are going to need some reps. So this shouldn't come as any major, massive surprise. They also look pretty good. And coming into this game alone, week 3 in this series in the preseason, Pittsburgh's 4-0 straight up, 3-1 against the spread over their last 4, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Look, the Atlanta Falcons, Bijan and all that other stuff, that's great. But just because you have a bunch of young guys and they're playing doesn't mean you're better than the other team. Pittsburgh has guys that have played a lot, if not nearly a full season or so. Also, if you look at this, Atlanta is awful. Preseason Thursday night, 1-9 against the spread over their last 10 Thursday games. You want to push it even more? It's not good. 1-9 ATS last 10 home games in the preseason. Atlanta is getting crushed. Atlanta is losing. Atlanta doesn't have much this year that would flip that their misfortunes, right? Like, this is what I love about trends. They don't always work. They don't always tell the story. They shouldn't only be looked at as the sole purpose or vehicle of why you place a wager. But when you look at a couple, first off, Mike Tomlin is as consistent as it gets here across the board with those last 4 games in this series. So that applies. The other thing, too, which I love here, is the two teams. Nothing with Atlanta changed this offseason from free agency to draft that would say, oh, now that makes sense. Now they're going to snap out of this thing. Stop. That's not going to happen. Total, we got some stuff here with the over. The over is 5-1 last 6 Thursday games for Pittsburgh. And yes, I think it stands to reason that even though it's at 38.5, you slide that 38.5 in here. Now you got yourself a plus 264 same game parlay. All right. Not many books are going to allow you to same game parlay a preseason game in the NFL. We just did it for you. Hello. $50 pays 132.23 profit. And as I said, your first bet, $50. Win or lose, you're going to get $250 back in bonus bets, weekly bonus bets of $50. Sign up now. This is the NFL. It's the preseason. You are a fool if you don't sign up for this. This is one of the best promos that we have had across the board. And I'm giving you what to play right here. You see? I'm giving you the play, which is this 2-leg parlay. If you want to get just a little deeper and get a little more greedy, that's fine. Greedy Williams, greed. If you want to do that, that's fine. Not saying you can't or you shouldn't. But the play here would be the same game parlay, would be those two elements. That's what I'm saying, man. All right. It's not for everybody, I understand, but in the preseason, you better get the stuff out. Next game is the Eagles and Colts. And look, Philadelphia, the preseason has basically been an afterthought, and rightfully so. I wouldn't want a team that played that deep into the year that lost, flipping this thing right back around. I wouldn't want that at all. So I think it's very important here, looking at, for me at least, very important, looking at recent trend and also where the Eagles have been in this spot. So most recently in game threes, the Eagles are 1-3 over the last 4. The Colts, all of the issues that the Colts have had, they're 4-1. 4-1. If you believe in revenge from the regular season, remember, Eagles on the road, Indianapolis, that 1-point victory, that spiraled everything out of control for the Colts since then. Some good numbers, though, here, all right? And I'll show you. We're just going to do this. This is what we do. Big picture here so you can see it. We're going to lay the 5 right now. All right? So if you wanted to make this your first bet on Caesars, go ahead. Go ahead, kid. Nearly $300 profit off of it. That is not a bad situation. So give you the Eagles not covering this. Why? Shane Steichen, coach there, was with Philadelphia, has a little bit of an insight as far as how the Eagles run even a vanilla offense in the preseason. Even that, don't you sweat. Colts are 6-0 straight up against the spread in their second preseason road game. Okay. Philadelphia, 0-2 straight up against the spread in their second home game, being outscored 61-15. What? 61-15 over their last 2 games, second week or second home preseason game. It's a lot of numbers right there. Here's the beauty of it. All you need to remember is plus 596. Here are our 3 plays. The Pittsburgh Steelers minus 4.5 over 38.5 in that game against the Falcons, and the Indianapolis Colts minus 5. You want to put them together? Go ahead and do it. Plus 596. All I ask of you, stop wasting my time. That's it. Because if you're not signed up for this bet 50, get 250 ahead of the NFL season, you are a fool. I'm sorry. Like, I love you, especially if you're a sub and all these other stuff, but come on. You know what we do? We shop odds. That's the site and all. And you're still not on Caesars?